Hello, Taurus. Welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning to the channel, welcome back. For those of you who are new, welcome. I am Nicole. Taurus, this is going to be your December 2024 read. This will be for your Sun, your Moon, your Rising, and your Venus. Cross Watcher, if that is you. Welcome to the channel. Discern the messages as they apply. Don't force something to fit. You're here. You know how it goes. Thank you to everybody who's liked, shared, subscribed, commented, who have booked personal readings, made personal donations to the channel. I appreciate each and every single one of you, so thank you all for that. Personal reads are open and available, and that information can be found in the description box below, as well as the About section of the page. And channel memberships are open, so check those out as well. They're in the channel there somewhere. That sounds horrible, I know, but I've had some people say they couldn't find it. Other people have been able to find it, so I'm not sure what's happening. Hopefully, I'll have time here in the very near future to see what in the heck is transpiring. Taurus, instantly, Spirit's asking me to get some really different cards for you than I have used for the other signs in the December read. So I'm going to roll with it, see what comes up of it, and go from there. So with that, I hope you all are doing well. And Spirit, for Taurus, this came out face down, so we're going to wait and see what that's about. Another face down card. Sometimes mine come out like that. Sometimes they don't. If you've followed me for some time, you know, I put all my cards back in the upright, and I wait for them to fall. I wait for jumpers. I don't pick them out. So let's see what else for Taurus. You have 3 cards that came face down, or came out face down. So Taurus, let's see. Breaking free of a situation. Needing to ground yourself. If that's not Taurus energy, I don't know what is. And resolution. It's time. Expansion, pay attention, abundance, and soar. Taurus, I feel like you were flying high for a little while. And maybe over the past 2 weeks specifically, it's kind of like, you could call it taking your power back, but it's grabbing the bull by the horns, Taurus. I've said that to you before. But there's a frustration in this. There's a, watch your anger. Check for your Sun, Moon, Rising, even your Venus. Pay attention to your Mercury and your Mars placements. Do you have fire in those? We've got Mars in retrograde right now. It started today. That can bring in a lot of aggression. But I can't help with this break free card feel like it took something to really piss you off to be like, I'm fucking over it, right? Like there's a lot of intense energy that I'm getting from that card of just like, ooh, one more thing. If one more thing happens, if one more thing goes wrong, if this person does this thing one more time, like there is that proverbial, I said it again, time and again, it's like a broken record. That straw that breaks the camel's back, Taurus. Here you are. Something is happening. It's time to get real with yourself about the reality of the situations around you. I feel like this has to do with something outside of you, so external to you, where like enough is enough. Somebody could be really breaking your boundaries, trying to break your boundaries, have broken your boundaries already, and now the aggression, the frustration, the anger of the situation is coming into play for you for some reason. Spirit is asking you to ground your energy at this time. Like, remember the practicality of who you are. I feel like your earth energy has kind of picked up and been tossed out the window and gone, I just don't care anymore. I'm over this. I'm tired of this same old song and dance. I'm tired of feeling this way. Bringing you out of your center of peace. And I apologize for the sniffling. My ear is clogged up, and it's like the only way that I can manage to not hear myself so I can talk plain to you. It's crazy. It's been really cold. Weather's been fluctuating here. Resolution. You're going to know which way you can go in due time, Taurus. And the one card that showed itself at the bottom of the deck when I was shuffling was choices. Having the choice, are you going to lean back into something that drives you to the brink of insanity, or are you going to lean into a situation that brings relief and helps you to feel relief, refreshed, renewed? And it's time, like whatever this situation has been, it feels like a repetitive pattern to me that has slowly been breaking you down over time. For some of you, this could be a breakdown in body systems. For some of you, this could be a breakdown in relationships. This could be breakdowns. I'm getting a lot around family dynamics as well. So it's like enough is enough is enough, Taurus. When do we get off the rat wheel? When do we get off this craziness? When has this ever been a thing? So it's like Spirit is asking you to remind yourself how many times you've had this go around. For some of you, the age of 30 could have been, if you're not there yet, it's okay, right? I would go back 10 years, Spirit is saying. But at the age of 30, what happened in that cycle for you? What was going on? What was that movie? Was it First 30 Dates? Talking about like 30 days, 30 weeks, 30 months, there's something around that. So because it's coming in oddly and in different formats, and I'm reading for so many of you, I would go back 30 days. Then I would go back 30 months. Then I would go back to the age of 30. Maybe for some of you going back 30 years. 6/11 on the clock. There's something around the timing of a particular situation that is preemptively making you want to strike out. Is this something that you think you see coming? Is this an illusion of sense as well? Like as to what is coming to you, for you? It's a weird message, Taurus. I'm not going to sugarcoat that in any capacity. Like it's a very strange way that it's coming in, and I think it's collectively because I'm reading for so many of you. So it's like if the world could just stop for 1 second and you could take time to like rebalance yourself. That's what it feels like you need to do. It's like watching everything just spin and spin and spin, and just going, I can't take, like, it's almost like feeling like you're going to puke after getting off an amusement park ride. Just let me off the damn ride, right? So I'm getting a carousel kind of energy, healing, this breaking free, Spirit saying acquiring healing, Chiron, wounded warrior, wounded healer, if I could talk, kind of energy. This is likely around, in Taurus, I think I've had this conversation with you before, feminine energies, female. I'm going to be direct, tarot knows no gender, but it does feel female oriented. So this could be mother, this could be your spouse, this could be your person, this could be your kids, this could be lots of things. But there's something here around being in a position of moving on, moving forward in something very positive, and then this darker energy coming in. And this could also be in part to addiction too. Like what, like, you could say, like, did you have an overbearing mother? Were you, did you have a helicopter parent growing up and then you kind of took a wild ride after that, right? It happens to some of us. This is having feminine energies, that it feels like this feminine energy, these females, feeling the need of control, or thinking that they've tried to control your life in some capacity. I think that this has played out in multiple relationship dynamics over the years. Some of you could just have mother type figures in your life, right? Those feminine, it could be a boss, right, at work or something like that. It feels like they step into a masculine energy, but in person they are a female, right? So they could be empowering, or not empowering, but showing that boss-like energy that stops you from being your most creative and expressive self, or you feel like that is being stifled as a result. And it's like, I know now, after breaking free of this, or needing to break free from this, what it is that I need for myself, and it is to be in my my creative expression. So there's something to that balance and arriving to some conclusions here, Taurus. This tends to pertain to your homes, your foundations, your security, your stability, why you move through life in such a secure manner. Is it asset related? Like, I have to have X amount of money in the bank to feel safe and secure. I can't share these things with this person or these situations in my life, because if I do, they'll take that from me. Like, there's been a big need to like protect something specifically. And I don't think sometimes at those levels of where you're harnessing the need to place those levels of protection, that those things that you are protecting are healthy things. I hope that's making sense the way that just came out. 10:10 on the clock. So it's like, you know, it would be like somebody doing, I don't know, let me find, okay, horrible example, maybe not. Somebody who has a gambling problem. They hide that, right? They need to protect that. And you could be dealing with a feminine who is asking lots of questions. You know, where's the money going? This bill was due. What's happening with this? And in Taurus, I'm going to say Spirit addressing the fact that this could very well be on the flip side, right? Or you're the one asking these questions. But either way, someone in this is asking some sort of question, whether it be you or the cross watcher. But, you know, like, you know, I thought you had the money for this bill. What happened to it? And you're protecting, defending. Hey, you know, like, you're not going to show your hand that you're gambling. Like, everything's fine here. I don't know. I had to go get tires. I had to go get an oil change. I had to do this. I had to eat lunch. You know, I bought lunch meat, whatever. It's like somebody here is trying to protect something that is unhealthy in their life. That is something that it's like a personal go-to for whatever reason. And Spirit's asking you to like really get real with yourself on why you're protecting that thing. Where is that coming from? Is it the fear? And as I say, you know, going over that, there's review. It's needing to digest and accept things for what they are. It is swallowing a hard truth that requires you to dig deep into something here. This 10, and I mentioned that 10:10 on the clock, there's 3 10s right off North Node, Taurus. I almost said to you in the beginning, I wish I would have said it now, North Node. If you have Taurus in your North Node, also pay attention to that. Not only that, but this is, for some of you, this is like what I'm going to call karmic destiny, and that sounds weird. Taurus, North Node, karmic destiny. That these things that have brought you some sense of security, it's had to play out in a karmic sense in general. These messages, there could be a lot of quarrels around finances at this time. There could be a lot of quarrels about what stability looks like for you and somebody else. What you're willing to tolerate, what you're not willing to tolerate, protecting, again, those things that have not served or are not doing well in the overall scheme of things. But it's like, this could also, it gives me this feeling of an ultimatum as well. So you could be getting an ultimatum from somebody, Taurus. You could be the one giving the ultimatum. This needs to change now. There's a lot of duality here. So you could be dealing with Gemini as well. Scorpio has duality. Libra's got duality. There's so many signs, right? The duality of situations. Where do we lean into that? What is going on in that? I would say too, if you have 2 people that are fixed signs, pay attention to that duality. Somebody's in the light, somebody's in the dark in this. It's like one person is like fighting for the correct and true path, that destiny, that fate of the North Node, that we're going to, quote, live right, if you will. The other is like, I'm okay being in this uncomfortable space of myself and my demons. Let me the fuck alone. How do those 2 things work together? It is like one extreme to the other. It's a tough spot. It's, again, this need to defend what is happening. What is the resolution to this, Spirit, for Taurus? Root. There's a lot of root energy and change. Uranus, change, introspection, authority. There you go. 10th house there and 12th house as well. So you're looking at, my brain just went blank, Capricorn time, Pisces time. So anywhere from January to March, there could be some significant changes. There's a mouthful. The perception of the illusion of what you thought was serving your higher good now falling apart and at the wayside. Spirit is saying, I'm really curious. I have that grounding energy here, not once but twice, with the roots of Spirit saying abundance, but they're the roots that bring you back down to earth, right? It's like wherever your head has been up in the clouds or whatnot, or thinking that this was going to be the way, needing to ground yourself through this anger, this frustration, this aggression. watching the tone in which you address things, as well as we do deal with Mercury and Mars in the retrograde. This also reminds me a bit of a coldness as well, like how we're addressing things, right? We don't want to come off cold and abrasive. I do feel like some roots are kind of being pulled up. Some people could be moving. Spirit saying not because they want to, but because it's time and they have to. So by year's end, somebody could be leaving the home space, or somebody may make a choice to move, or somebody's telling somebody to get out as well. Spirit, they've overstayed their welcome. They've done something to overstay a specific welcome in a particular situation, and there's really this, war that's going on back and forth and in between here. So let's see, what is this Chiron heal about, Spirit? Three of Pentacles. Again, this is the truth of how well people are choosing to work together, not work together. It almost feels like somebody in a situation is kind of overriding everything else. So this could just be a big energy coming into the mix. This could be I'm going to say a small, that's weird, a younger masculine energy as well, that things are kind of taking a turn for the way that this is working. It's almost like third party is coming in to advise in some way, or go, here's a truth, here's a direction, here's the reality, right? That Ace of Swords is like a reality check. The way I'm seeing this is like, if you want to be happy, these are the things you're going to have to do. This is how you're going to have to work through this. These are the things that are going to need to be addressed. Like, you're going to have to stop and think about how this works for everybody's benefit. And it's like somebody coming in and just straightening somebody out. Like, you think of, it's kind of funny when you think about it, like in Shrek, you had Donkey, right? Like, Shrek's this big ogre, right? He's got it all figured out. He's hard-headed, he's bullheaded. He's going to do it this way, and he doesn't want to be bothered. And there's Donkey and his fun-loving, just want to have a good time, life is good, let's be friends energy. There's the dark, there's the light of that situation. Donkey really has no clue, but the things that he says throughout that movie do make sense, right? He's trying to tell Shrek, maybe you just need to be nice, right? Maybe you just need to be kind. When Shrek starts to break down that barrier, there's Fiona awaiting, right? I don't know why we're talking Shrek, but we are. Maybe you've watched it recently. But that's how it feels. That smaller, less significant person, perhaps, or advice that you're getting, you would typically discount it, and probably have been for a long time, but it's almost like that dog nipping at your heels. They're trying to warn you of something. Something or someone has been nipping at your heels about this situation. Now, here comes the blow up. Okay, here it comes. Death card, Scorpio. You may have a Scorpio in your life who has warned you. This Scorpio specifically may have walked out of your life at some point and said, look, I'm telling you, you're going to end up on the ground. You're going to end up down and out being involved in this situation. And I don't know why I want to say to you that it could very well be a Scorpio, but it could very well be a Scorpio that is like, you want to remain a part of this, then you do that thing, but I'm out the door. And I don't know why that's coming in. A Scorpio could be advising you, but pay attention, because they see Taurus, Libra here, the Empress, Page of Wands. It's like you saw an opportunity of something. Again, going back to those demon type of energies, it probably wasn't the best opportunity. You were probably leaning into something that was not healthy and didn't see that. Or, not that you didn't see it, but you discounted, like, oh, we all got, skeletons in our closet. We've all got red flags. We've all got this. We've all got that. But how far did it go? How far down the rabbit hole did Scorpio or whoever this is know about this particular person and or situation that said, you know what, I've worked for that company for 20 years. Run. I've known that person my entire life. Run. You will get ran over. I feel like somebody around you, who I don't even feel like is real close to you either, has given you some sort of warning about a particular situation, and now it's like you're caught in the thick of it. How do I get out of this? Some of you could be going spirit marriage counseling, again, getting advice from somebody else. One person is going to have to kind of bow their head and be humble and go, I was wrong. Which one of you it is, discern it accordingly. But it's almost, it gives me this impression with this Three of Pentacles that this guy here, right? This guy here, in Spirit saying family matters. I don't feel like he's paying attention to this person. I almost feel like he's looking above his head. This is kind of like asking for mercy in some sort of way. Like needing mercy. One person truly paying attention. It's almost like, I was just going to say, it's like almost like one person is truly paying attention and like they hear but they don't see. Like I feel like that this person specifically is looking past the one giving the information, but yet taking it in on the environment of hearing, listening to what is being said, but the focus visually is not on that. It's like they're hearing Spirit saying their own thoughts, hearing what this person is saying, and kind of like taking that information and compiling it together with what they are experiencing in their resources of their life, time, energy, attention, money, home, family, whatever. Somebody else, it's like here you're being offered some sort of grace, but only looking at what is not working. The hands of the heavens are reaching out to you. Whoever this death card was reached out to you, said run while you can. Now that you're in the thick of it, what do? Three of Swords, Knight of Swords. There's the aggression via the pain of the situation in which you are experiencing. I feel like you're trying to keep your patience, Taurus, but I don't think you're going to be able to for much long. Spirit's saying this is pretty combustible. What is this North Node grounding about? Queen of Wands, King of Wands, Three of Wands. I think at one point there was a lot of passion, right? In a situation, there was gameplay involved. So whether this was a toxic mental pattern, even though we've got wands on the table, it was act now, think later, is really what it boiled down to in the scheme of it all. King of Wands, dominating, needing control. It's like playing chess. Queen of Wands played the game for a while. It knocked her off of her element. This King of Wands could be the one that's leaving. Leaving two people behind. So this could, again, be a family dynamic. But it's like, you know, I'm going to F you before you F me kind of thing. Like, I'm going to take things that don't belong to me. It's a very spiteful kind of energy that I'm getting with the Five of Swords. I'll leave you high and dry. You're getting nothing from me. You know, it's like, you ever have, I mean, if you've ever rented out property and you've had terrible renters, which happens more often than not, unfortunately, where maybe you had that place furnished. And now you tell these people, listen, you've broken your lease, you got to go, here's the issue. And they take everything down to the nails on the wall. It's like they're peeling the paint off the walls, even though it wasn't theirs to begin with. It's like a spiteful sort of energy. It's like telling your ex, now come get your stuff out of my house, and then they take your toaster. Why the fuck did you take my toaster? If it wasn't your toaster, why would you take my toaster? It's got that sort of mentality to it. So it's, somebody here is getting ready to make this move. Like, well, fine, if it's not here, then it's going to be there. So Taurus, you're really going to want to pay attention because you are dealing with an energy of, you know, Ace of Wands and the Five of Swords. Aggression, again, like as much as I love the Ace of Swords, or the Ace of Wands, I mean, with that Five of Swords, it's like impulsive action. It's stupid action. It's out of aggression. It's out of spite. It's out of anger. It's out of frustration of their own. Not a fan of that. And you're going to have to like keep your cool, right? Mercury, Mars retrograde. You're going to have to keep your cool. Because if not, it could ultimately land you in trouble. Like, don't do stupid shit, or you're going to be the one that pays the consequence and the price, while you're the one that truly needs to do the healing. Okay? What is this resolution and root, Spirit? Four of Pentacles, Knight of Cups. I just heard I won't change my mind and I won't change my ways. Six of Cups. Someone is staying very much in their past sense of self and withholding. Spirit's calling it a reality of fact. Six of Cups at the bottom. The Star, the Page of Swords. I'm going to clarify the clarifiers here. I feel like they're a little wonky. Let me see. Okay. Let me see here. It's like they don't want to hold on. They don't want to let go. Bridge. Yeah, they're trying to overcome a situation here. And just, it's like kind of like, I'm hearing let's forget the past. Let's forget the past. You know, sometimes, as they say, things are done to the point that they can't be undone. There's no forgiveness in a situation. I can't forgive you enough to let you back into my life. Once there's been that much frustration. Kind of the same thing here. Not saying don't forgive, right? We need to forgive because that frees us. It's not about them. It's about us to help us heal. But this is like someone who just won't give up, won't go away kind of thing, right? Like it's there. So let's see what else. It's like I don't want to I don't want to let you go. Don't want to let you go. Look, I don't know why I'm getting this, but I'm going to give it to you like this anyhow. Do not let somebody play on you on a spiritual level, okay? Like, you are, like, for someone to look at you and gaslight you and say, you're my soulmate, you're my person, we're twin flames, we're meant to be together, blah, blah, blah. That whole spiel to make you feel bad for them, no. This is like coming to a crossroads and them going, you are my sanctuary. You are my reprieve. You are my retreat. You need to save me. They're looking at you like you are the one that's supposed to save them, making you feel bad. You know, again, a mother wound, who was supposed to take care of them way back when? It's not you. That's not your job. Don't let them drag you to the depths of their despair and play that gambling game. Like, don't run into that with this person, because like I just don't like the way that I didn't like the way that Four of Pentacles and that Knight of Cups came out. I just said you are their retreat, right? You are their reprieve, or however else I said that. Do you see what comes out on this card? Traveler's Retreat. It's a short stay. It's a short visit. They don't stay forever. It's not long lasting. They can't hang in there. Look, they expect you to invest loan and credit. What do you do? What are you providing for them? What are you giving to them? Because it's not about you. It's not about the connection. It's not about that job. It's not about whatever. It's woe is me. Very, 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 very much a victim mentality of like, you owe me. For what? So you're dealing with some entitled shithead who thinks that you're supposed to save them. You're leaking. Was it not you that I said about leaking the energy? Not your job, not your responsibility, not your problem, Taurus. Or cross watcher, because I feel like it's a mixed bag here. I'm going to be honest with you. All right, advice for Taurus, please, Spirit. What is the advice for Taurus? It's time for you to move into a world that is all of your own. That is a healthy world, all of your own. Advice for Taurus, please. Split the deck, right? Ship, cutting ties, moving on, progression. Why? Because you need to make healthy choices for yourself. Self-love and self-care, being happier, love, and life. I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. I don't even need to go deep into that, right? Like, that's a common sense trip here. Happiness, joyness, joyfulness, playfulness. You know, I think at one time, like, this was something that made you happy. But it's really hard to commit yourself to something that makes you a secondary option to the life that they live. If they've got addictions, if they got mommy issues, if they got daddy issues, if they got other lovers, they got whatever, this job uses you as like last resort. that's not your problem. That's their problem to figure it out for themselves. And why are you going to exert your energy into something when they're like, well, listen, you know, we could really use you today because, you know, so-and-so called off. And let them figure it out that once you're gone, how much they miss you, Taurus. When the supply chain has been cut off, let them, they had all these options before. Let them explore their options then. Because it's like they put you in a position to have to explore your options. They never should have made you an option, whether, again, work, love, life, family, never should have been an option. Either you're in it or you're not. So, you know, address it accordingly. Advice. Mirror tried to come out. They're showing you something for yourself, obviously. And Taurus, I think when it's said and done, like, as I said, it's like they won't let you go. Seduction. Like, how can, after you cutting them off, how can I pull Taurus back in? And they themselves may be the one giving you a silent treatment and then expecting you to come to them. Again, that sense of entitlement. But you're going to be moving on. I really want to say for some of you, if you are cross-watching, the Taurus in which you are dealing with, you need to ask yourself why you've given to them the way that you have. Is it a wound of your own? Have you thought that you could love them to be better? That you, if you just appeased them, if you walked on the eggshells with them, that they would be better? Or at least like you could kind of pretend everything was okay? Because if so, with all love and respect, you've enabled their bullshit. You love them unconditionally, let them go and figure it out for themselves. And I hate to go tough love, right? Because I know tough love doesn't always work. But with this situation, when you have somebody who is entitled, they will never understand the other side of what it is to be in your shoes unless they have this experience themselves. You will be doing them the biggest favor, even if it hurts them, because there's nothing you can do. And I feel like you've been in this space of don't give up, just keep going. You've exhausted yourself. You weren't put here for that. And Taurus, if it's you, you have not been put here for that. Flip the roles accordingly. Okay? Last bit of advice for Taurus. Addiction. I'm telling you. Once you get past this point, where your energy should have been going will arrive. What they choose to do is on them. What will happen with this other person once they're let go of? It's going to give them space to have to make healthy choices. Some may not be so fortunate. I will not sugarcoat or lie to you. But others, you're never going to know, and they're never going to know by test of their own strength how this goes if you don't make them stand on their own 2 feet. Spirit, and I'm going to just say this, I am not a doctor. I am not a psychologist. I cannot give you medical, legal, professional advice under the way in which we are governed. This is for you to do as you wish. This is your free will, your decision. I have no impact on that. I am only responsible for myself, and you are responsible for yourself. I will also tell you, do your research. What I'm saying to you can be found elsewhere in studies. Taurus, I'm leaving it there. Like, share, subscribe, comment. I hope that this video, your reading for December, was helpful for you. I'm sending you all a ton of love and light. If you're interested in booking a personal read, again, that information can be found in the description box below, as well as in the About section of the page. I'm sending you all so much love. Happy holidays. If I do not get to speak with you directly again in the month of December, I'm wishing you all the very best. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you soon.